You want to work for the European Union but don't know where to start? In this video, we'll go through and explain who EU officials are, what they do, and how you can get one of these jobs. So, who are EU officials and what do they do? They are not politicians or diplomats delegated by the EU's 28 member states. Approximately 50,000 EU officials are employed directly by the EU institutions, either on a permanent or temporary contract. They work for the European Commission, the European Parliament, or any of the approximately 40 EU institutions or agencies located across Europe and the world. They are the people who keep the EU running. How can you get one of these jobs? To become an EU official, you'll have to pass the selection tests or competitions organised by EPSO, the European Personnel Selection Office. EPSO is like the HR department of the EU that selects suitable candidates for all EU institutions. Sounds good, but what positions are available? Positions and accordingly, the selection exams in the EU are grouped into 4 categories. Administrators, generalists. Anyone with a bachelor's degree can apply for the administrator or AD exam. As an AD level official, you could be a trade expert, a lawyer dealing with competition cases involving Google or Microsoft, or an auditor checking on the EU budget. Assistants and secretaries. Assistants, or AST level officials, do similar work as administrators but have less responsibility, while secretaries work as clerks. An assistant may deal with recruitment, environmental projects, or the Erasmus Exchange Programme. Secretaries, or SC level officials, help organise meetings, conferences, and maintain the smooth running of the EU institutions. Translators. Since all official EU documents are available in the 24 official languages, 1 in 10 EU staff members works as a translator or interpreter. Specialists. Sometimes EU institutions need people with specific expertise, like data protection lawyers, nuclear inspectors, or food safety experts. As such, this type of competition is announced from time to time. The starting net monthly salary of a secretary is around €2,300, whereas entry-level administrators earn around €4,000. What is the exam procedure? Exams are advertised in a notice of competition. Almost like a job ad, it outlines a profile rather than a specific job post, with all the information about the specific exam, including the number of positions advertised, anything between 1 and 400. Deadlines. Application periods usually last for 3 weeks after they're announced. Eligibility criteria on citizenship, languages required, professional and academic experience, and the types of tests that will be part of the given competition. While qualifications vary from one exam to another, for all exams it is mandatory that participants be an EU citizen and speak 2 official languages, one of which needs to be English, French, or German. The first step to getting an EU job requires you to register online with EPSO and to send in your application before the deadline. Everybody who meets the formal criteria will be invited to the first round of exams to sit the pre-selection tests. You can take these computer-based tests anywhere in the EU and sometimes even around the world in test centres. For each competition, the specific tests can vary slightly, but everyone must take a verbal, numerical, and abstract reasoning test regardless of the competition. Verbal reasoning questions provide a short passage and requires you to select the only correct statement from 4 options within 2 minutes. Numerical reasoning tests give you 2 minutes per question to calculate the correct answer based on the information provided in charts or tables. Abstract reasoning questions show a series of pictures from which you need to identify within 1 minute the rules and correctly choose the next picture in the series. You'll need to attain a score higher than 50% per test to be considered, and because of relative ranking, only the top performing candidates will be invited to the next round, the Assessment Centre in Brussels. If you've made it to the Assessment Centre, congratulations! You're well on your way to becoming an EU official. Assessment Centre tasks can vary for each competition, but typically involve solving a case study, working as a group on a difficult assignment, undertaking a competency-based interview, and holding a presentation in front of the selection board. Other tasks may measure skills specific to a profile, like the secretarial skills test for AST and SC candidates. Candidates with the highest scores at the assessment centre make it to the reserve list. This is not a job yet, but almost, as EU institutions will hire people from this list when they have a job opening. So what is the secret to success? Hard work. Statistics show that candidates who are successful typically start preparing at least 10 weeks before the exam, solve at least 850 practice test questions, practice minimum 1 hour a day or 10 hours per week, answer 87% of the questions correctly in the pre-selection tests. To round it all up, let's see once more what are the essentials of landing an EU job. Find the position that best fits your profile. Understand the rules of the competition. Learn the exam methodology and plan your preparation. Practice the tests you'll be facing as much as you can. And remember, in this race, intensive preparation is all that matters. Visit eutraining.eu to try a free demo test, access more expert tips on the EPSO processes, and take the first step towards your EU career.